It is the largest of the 2024 LEGO Speed Champion sets, containing two BMW vehicles. The BMW M4 GT3, a competition model from the German Endurance series, and the BMW M Hybrid V8, a sports prototype designed for the Le Mans Daytona series. Contains 676 elements and a retail price of €50 or $45. This is equivalent to a price per piece of 7.4 cents in euros or 6.7 in dollars, thus being this year's set from the theme with the lowest average price. Opening the box and some surprises, there are 7 bags with 2 instructions books, one for each model. The M4 GT3 is entitled to 4 bags, while the remaining 3 are destined for building the V8 hybrid model. As expected, there are a lot of stickers. 3 sheets with 71 stickers. Some of them expected, while others not so much. But I'll get to that later. Starting with the minifigures, they both feature the same outfit, but in different colors and quite good looking by the way. The female character wears blue with a print on the back and the torso in the front. I love the prints on the legs, with a discreet design on the left leg, with the right being completely black to match the small area of the torso, and the painted hip to ensure this effect. The male figure is the same, but instead of blue, it's red. Both come with hair and a simple unprinted element. Moving on to the first car, we start with the cockpit, and I believe that all of this year's sets, this one may well be the most detailed, including even frames and safety nets like the real model. Something that's actually fun is seeing such a detailed model, including 2 2x4 bricks. Of course, they are hidden, but it's still curious and amazing at the same time. As usual, these sets are full of incredible techniques, and these are no exception. At the back, the rear is placed using 2 1x1 round plates with 1 L bar, and on top of it I highlight the 1x2 plate printed with a very small BMW symbol, as well as the placement of a 2x4 tile slightly tilted in order to give the curved look of the rear glass. We move on to the front with the placement of the wheels, which are the same as the ones seen on the McLaren set, but without prints. For some reason, the rear ones are not placed at the same time now. We also have one of my favorite details with the building of the front grille through the use of a minifigure base turned upside down, along with 3 small snot constructions which fit together in an ingenious way. Another interesting feature, and if I'm not mistaken it's the first time I see something like this, is the placement of 2 loose elements, namely a 1x1 round plate and a 1x1 round tile fitted together inside a modified tile 1x2 with bar. Part of a 1x2 jumper is placed on top to hold these elements. After placing another sticker on the glass, too bad it's not completely printed, the model is finished. I really like the general look of it and the way they managed to recreate, although resorting on many stickers, the design and all the aesthetic work of this competition model. As I said before, there are many stickers and you must be very careful when placing them. If one gets slightly tilted, it can ruin the entire look. Continuing to the second vehicle, the building process is totally different, however the same obvious color distinction is used between the left and the right side. In bag number 5 there is a very interesting technique for the snout of the model, and the sides of the cockpit also use a different construction, not with direct snot, but through a mini construction fitted using clips. My favorite detail is even one that I've seen that some fans didn't like so much, namely the rear wing, a 7x3 flag with bar, fitted in the middle of 2 of the new 2x5 wedges, with these elements being full of stickers. And I believe that the dissatisfaction comes from these, as there are a lot of stickers for this build, some of them being very small and not very easy to place, like the thin ones over the wedge for example, and they need to be well aligned to obtain the desired effect. The headlights are in snot, and finally we have the glass, where 5 stickers are needed for a piece that is already partial printed. And here is the complete model. Having said that and completely forgetting the issue of stickers, the models are fantastic. I'm not at all a connoisseur of this type of vehicle, so I'm actually learning a bit with these reviews where I can research and learn something about the real models. Based on the image I saw of the real cars, the LEGO version seemed very faithful to me, and they managed to capture the most important details of it. They have roughly the same dimensions just like the real cars, the price is quite good in my opinion, bearing in mind the parts, and I only have one concern, the stickers. Of course, LEGO can print all the elements, but 71 stickers are really a lot, and it greatly disrupts the rhythm and pleasure of building the set, while I can imagine irritating those fans with less patience and or less skilled in placing them, like myself. Regarding the windscreen, I believe there were a few issues in the past with some colors not looking good on transparent elements, but I don't know to what extent in this type of element fans will prefer different tones over stickers. I already know that no one likes stickers, but I also think we can all agree that in this theme it will be something that will always exist. But will the fans prefer to pay extra for more printed elements and fewer stickers? It's just that even though it's a 9+ set, I don't see many 9, 10 or 11 years old being able to apply them perfectly, or even else, like myself again. And the only thing remaining is to mention my favorite model. The M4 GT3 is the best in terms of building experience, but the M Hybrid V8 is for me the most aesthetically beautiful. You, what is your opinion? Are you going to buy it? Let me know your thoughts on the comments below. In the upcoming weeks I will publish more reviews of the March novelties, as well as some of sets that will possibly be out of production this year. Thank you Lego and the Land for sending a set for review. Opinions on it are my own. And don't forget, play well.